Hi, Duncan from 65 here. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about how to do some of the very basic things on each of your pages of your website to help you give the best opportunity of showing up in Google. Now, there's lots and lots of factors that Google look at in order to decide if your page should be worthy of the front page of their search results. And that might include your site speed, it could include the way that your site is built, but a big chunk of it is actually to do with the content that you have on your pages. And we're going to have a quick look at showing the very basics that you should be looking at each of your pages in order to be able to give yourself a decent chance of getting to the first page in Google and therefore garnering some traffic from that. So let's have a look at what I'm talking about. So I've just popped in Google Workspace care plans here into Google, and you can see that, probably not surprisingly, the first two results are actually to do with Google. And the third result is 6.5. So I'm pretty proud of that. We're beating the rest of the world, and we're coming up in the third spot after Google and before anybody else. So it's amazing. So the question is, how do we do that? Well, the first thing is you need to know what it is you're targeting. And the best way to figure that out is to start typing stuff into this box. And Google is literally going to start telling you what people are searching for, okay? Now, when you find something that matches what people are searching for, so Google Workspace login, as you can see, these circles with the clock in mean that I've searched for them before. When you find these and what people are searching for, you take that exact same piece of text and you use that and you build your page around it. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you put it in 1,000 times because that's going to start to look spammy, but let's have a look at how we create a page or a blog post to actually target that. All right, so here I am over in my blog article creator inside of WordPress. I've just got new post or new page. And there's a couple of fundamental things you're going to need to look at. So the first one is your title. This is the title of the page. It's the what they call the H1. And as you can see right up in here, it says add new post 6.5. So this add new post 6.5 is actually the H1 of this editor page. Okay, that's the title of this editor page. Now, if I put Google Workspace care plans in there, once I've published this page, that is what is going to come up in that title box up the top. Similarly, this is your title. Okay, so if I click on that page, you'll see that this title up the top here changes to Google Workspace care plans. All right, so that is the number one most important thing on your page to make sure you get right. And you should also only have one of these titles on the page. Now, what I mean by that is that the page structure has semantic markup, right? And semantic markups means there's priority to the content on the page. So your paragraph text is just P's. But a title like this might be an H1 or an H2 if it's a subheading, or an H3 if it's a subheading, and so on and so forth. But every page you have should have only one H1 on it. Now, WordPress is awesome. It does this for you. It makes that one an H1. But for example, if I paste this in here, then I click on the paragraph widget and I say heading, well, that's all well and good, but you should never select H1 because this one at the top here is already your H1. That can depend on your theme. It can depend on how your developers put your site together, but generally speaking, that H1 you should never need to use. So just go with H2 for everything beyond that, okay? Now, there's nothing wrong with including that again in an H2 or an H3 or an H4 or inside of your P text, okay, or your paragraph text. Because the number of times it comes up within the density of the text on the page is where one of the things Google's looking for. All right, so write your content sensibly, right? Give people value. Don't feel like you need to stuff that in there 1,000 times. But now I'm going to show you a little tool that will help you gauge whether you've got the weight of that content correct. Now, in our case, we're using a tool called Rank Math. And these buttons in the top right here help us get access to that tool. You might be using Yoast SEO, for example. It works very much the same way. Primarily, you need to look for this box called Focus Keyword. Now, you remember when we were on the Google page back here, we looked for what people are searching for. That is our focus keyword. So I'm going to paste that into the box, and as you can see, you can actually do multiple focus keywords. I'm just going to use one for the purposes of this demonstration. And what you'll start to see is that it'll give you some suggestions. So it says basic SEO. Your focus keyword is being used in the SEO title. This here is your SEO title, like the H1. Yep, we don't use it in the keyword in the URL yet, and that's actually because we haven't published this. That will fix itself when we publish this page. And here you go, we can see that it says the content's only 10 words long. Consider using at least 600 words. All right, cool, well I know that. I've only put in 10 words. So you've got to add your content, and 600 to 800 words is a good kind of place for a blog article, and that gives you enough time to be able to put these keywords into the titles and the density and so forth. And there's a whole bunch of other things you can look at down here as well. But this focus keyword is really important because it will help you look at whether you've written your content well to focus on that keyword based on what the tool knows about how Google ranks your content. Now, the second thing is that there's a snippet, okay? So as you can see, this is starting to look a bit like a Google listing, right? You can customize that little bit of text. So for example, under here, we've got this snippet for our Google Workspace Care Plans page. I can customize this particular page to have that. And you'll notice that it's actually a bit red. We're not doing the best job with this bit of text. So we want to customize that a little bit and probably do something like this. So we've got Google Workspace Care Plans, right? And that will improve this. Now, bear in mind, this is your one sort of bit of marketing, like really pull text in marketing, okay? It's what people see in the Google search, and they're going to read that and the title and go, is this what I want? And click on the link to come to your site. So this one is the one where you want to actually make this really enticing as to what this page is going to contain and what it's going to answer, okay? So that will change and display what you have in Google. And make sure you use your SEO tool, but try and use it correctly. Get that focus keyword, pop it into the tool, and then just tweak your content ever so slightly to help get the result of what the tool is telling you up a little bit. And obviously the better that you can tweak that by putting your keyword on images and alt tags and titles and headings and so forth is a really good thing. Like I said, Google has many other signatures, signs when it's measuring pages to actually grow and figure out whether you're going to appear. This is just one of them, but it is one you can do. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't need a professional or an SEO person to do it. You can write content around all of those keywords that you can find, and you can start typing those in Google. It's very simple and very straightforward. It doesn't cost anything apart from a bit of your time. So I hope this was useful. Thanks very much for watching. My name's Duncan. I'm the founder of 6.5. If you did like the video, please like and subscribe below, and we'll see you in the next one.